A service has been held to commemorate the 75th anniversary of the bomb disposal unit of the armed forces. The service at St Paul's Cathedral remembered those who served in the Second World War, as well as in the conflicts in Northern Ireland and Afghanistan. Robert Hall has the story.
They climbed the steps of St Paul's to mark those who have lived and died doing a job which remains overshadowed by danger and loneliness. City and services remembering the early days when the skills of the bomb disposal teams saved this great building and so many more.
A time bomb weighing a ton, the biggest dropped on London so far, falls near St Paul's Cathedral and buries itself in a 26-foot crater.
75 years ago, in the autumn of 1940, the German Air Force had begun to turn its attention to British cities. From Glasgow to Coventry, Hull and Southampton, those teams worked patiently to defuse a ticking threat, often deep below the rubble-strewn streets. In St Paul's this morning, the congregation relived the desperate efforts to deal with a one-ton bomb just yards from where they sat.
Down and down they went, hour after hour, encouraged by Lieutenant Davies. Occasionally they had to dive for cover as the whistles of falling bombs from the latest raid came close. Then, from the pit came a shout. Sapper Wiley had uncovered the monster's lair, some 27.5 feet down.
The coming of peace did not end the threat. The armed forces were constantly called to undiscovered wartime bombs, and they're still dealing with them today. That expertise has also been called on around the world. Personal knowledge harnessed with improved technology, dealing with explosives in Northern Ireland, the Falklands, Iraq and Afghanistan. But none of today's heroes can forget how it began.
We essentially still conduct the same render safe procedures that the guys in the Second World War did, albeit with slightly more advanced equipment. So we really owe a debt of sort of gratitude to our forefathers.
Today's explosives teams do have technology to help them, but 75 years after the bombs fell around St Paul's, quiet patience and extreme courage still run strong in this most dangerous of professions. Robert Hall, BBC London News, St Paul's Cathedral.